Hello everyone and welcome back to exercise number 22 of the SolidWorks Basic Tutorial Series. In this video, we're going to be designing a clamp frame. Now, in designing this within SolidWorks, we're going to be using two main 3D features, namely the Extrude Boss Base feature and Extrude Cut feature. Additionally, we're going to be using the Fillet tool to smooth out the sharp edges within the component. Here we can see the schematic drawing for exercise number 22. Instead of the ordinary or customarily shown orthographic views, here we see that we have the isometric view and all dimensions are placed on it. As customary, all dimensions here are in millimeters. So exercise number 22 is a relatively simple practice problem within SolidWorks. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so we start by creating a new SolidWorks part. We copy exercise number 22 into SolidWorks. And looking at the figure here, starting it actually, we see that the easiest way to do this is to first sketch the front profile here, or more specifically the C-shaped profile. Also notice that it's symmetrical about the middle axis here, so it's sufficient that we only draw half of the profile and then use the mirror tool to create the overall or the complete sketch. So let's select front plane, sketch. Let's use the line tool and let's draw, to the best of our ability, the general profile of the component right here. Using or selecting the Smart Dimensions tool, we see that the overall length of the component is 127. Therefore, the edge, or the length of this edge, should be 127 divided by 2, since we're only drawing half the component here, right? 127 divided by 2. All right, so now the overall height of the component is 17 millimeters. So the length of this edge should be 17 millimeters. Also, the thickness of the profile here, or the sketch, throughout the drawing, or throughout the profile, should be 14 millimeters. So the length of this edge should be 14 millimeters. The distance between this edge and this edge is 14. Likewise, the distance or the length of this edge should be 14. Now we're going to have to define the length of this edge. And if we look at the figure, it's simply 127, the overall length, minus 51 divided by 2, since there's two sides. And we're only drawing half of it, right? So select this edge and write 127 minus 51 divided by 2. Now we need to mirror these features, these set of lines, to the other side. So select Mirror Entities. And here's going to ask you for the lines or the entities you want to mirror. So go ahead and select the lines that you want to mirror. And we're going to say that it's going to mirror about this line right here. And select OK. Go to Trim Entities and select, or get rid of this middle line here. Go to Features, Extrude Boss Base. Set the end condition to mid-plane. And we're going to extrude this to a thickness of 64 millimeters. So this should be 64. Now we're going to work on creating these features in the middle. So select this space, sketch, and draw two concentric circles starting from the origin. Go to Smart Dimension and assign a diameter of 41 millimeters for the outer circle and a diameter of 22 millimeters for the inner circle. Of course, as you can see here from the figure, the outer circle has a radius of 20.5, which is a diameter of 41 millimeters, and for the inner circle here, it has a radius of 11, so it's 22, a diameter of 22. Next, select Center Rectangle and draw a rectangle starting from this point right here, all the way to this inner edge. Go to Features, Normal, and assign a thickness for this rectangle of 13 millimeters. go to Trim Entities and delete any extra lines. Now select line, select center line, and draw a vertical line starting from the origin. Select mirror entities, and we're going to select these 3 lines right here. Mirror about this vertical line. Select OK. Go to Trim Entities again and delete any extra curves. Select OK. Go to Features, Extrude Boss Base, set the end condition to blind, and we're going to extrude this to a thickness of 24 millimeters. So this should have a thickness of 24. Select OK. The final step here is to fill out, or just to fill out actually the sharp edges of the component. So select Fillet. And looking at the figure here, we have a fillet radius of 14 millimeters for the outer edges. So assign a fillet radius of 14 and select these 4 outer edges of the component. Select OK. Again, select Fillet tool. And looking at the figure, we have a fillet radius of 3 millimeters for the inner edges. So change this to 3 millimeters and select these inner edges. Select OK. Finally, select Fillet again, and this time we're going to select this edge. But as you can see here from the figure, it's not shown since it's covered by this top part. It should have a fillet radius of 6 millimeters. So assign a fillet radius of 6 millimeters. And then go ahead and select the other side or the other edge, then select OK. Delete this image, set it back into plain white. All right, assign a material. You can go ahead and select any material. In this case, it's ASI 1020. So that concludes exercise number 22. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll also like to hear your comments. Yeah, so bye-bye.